as I mentioned, at the completion of Class 17, we're going to be competing for that $10,000 scholarship. But some additional things that San Antonio give to these exhibitors, the breed champion, besides receiving that, will also receive an additional $150 plus a belt buckle and a banner. And then the reserve champion will receive $125 plus a buckle and a banner. And then your third, fourth, and fifth overall will receive banners. So they really go out and reward these kids for a job well done, because they realize how much work has gone into each and every one of these projects. It's not like it's a month or two project. A lot of them start already in August in buying these type of gilt projects.
Down to our top 4 winning this class, and there's one kind of in the corner. Like I said, I think she's going to be at the top end of the class based on what the judges have kind of said and said, hey, go put your gilt over here. You see 3 showing right now. The 4th one over here, she's going to be in the top end of the class, I believe, based on what they're doing here. Young lady in the pink is going to be 4th. Young lady in the striped maroon shirt will be 3rd. Now we're down to our top 2 in the class. So, yeah, she's definitely going to be in the top 2, and that's kind of what I figured based on his body language. And she's
a super deep-bodied, really broody individual.
She's good. She's a good gilt, especially for being that big. Look how flexible she is.
Not to take anything away from the one that's had to show a little longer in it, but she's really.
That's the one he's going to lead with.
All there.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see what happens after this, but he's pretty high on her. Let's hear what Seth has to say.
Well, good class and a good way to wind us down over here on the red division. And a young lady comes out, and once that gilt gets herself set into gear, to me, she's the easy class winner. Comfort level, awesome swoop to her midsection. Looks like a big ring show gilt, whether you're in the because, man, she's got the extras in terms of some stoutness of feature, bone and foot size, all those kind of things. She's right in terms of her length to height ratio. You know, as you get to analyzing and study her in terms of just being a shot more coarser in terms of her look as she goes away from you, she needs to be better in terms of her knee set as well. I'd probably put just a little bit of air up underneath her in terms of a big ring show gilt, last class of the day type of scenario. But, man, she does got some unique pieces to be there in 3. The one that comes here in 4, probably got elevation. As you study her up front in terms of the position of her front foot is where she becomes more problematic and suspect for me. Also in terms of where her forearm and blade wants to set. She'll have some range and reach off of her rear too. We got to simply make her better up front to go any higher. Young fella that comes out here in 5 has got one, as she came over into the SIF pin, big chested, neat-headed, flat back, all those things you can get pumped up about. You step in behind her, and that's where the most critics will get on her. That's where we got her on her in terms of just her length of hip, her ability to just plant and drive with comfort. Probably wasn't there quite as much, but still a real unique one to be there in 5. I talked to the kids down the line, told them where the projects needed to be better. We're just kind of battling some condition standpoints, but another good class. Let's put our hands together for the last class of the Reds.
That concludes our last and final class of the Duroc breeding gilts. We're now moving on to, out of the 4 classes of heavyweights, we're going to select your champion and reserve champion division champions, of our heavyweight division, followed by the overall selection of our Duroc breed. And I will say all 4 of these classes, it'll be interesting to see once we get all 4 of these class winners in the heavyweight division out here together and see how uniform they look and just how big they are. I'm up here about 12 feet off the ground, and they look kind of small, but then when you get on the ground at ground level with these animals, you're like, wow, these girls are big. You don't realize how big they are until you get next to one. You're like, wow. And to be that
all right, it looks like we've got our first and seconds from the heavy division lined up. With this will be the first call for 1st through 5th in the 1st and 2nd division of the Durocs. So if you are 1st through 5th in either Division 1 or Division 2 Duroc, this is your first. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here in Division 3, coming out of Class 14, we have Christian Herber from Fredericksburg FFA. Second in that class was Kennedy Bosworth. Out of Class 15 is Hallie Maxwell from Burnett FFA. Second was Ashlyn Hunter. Out of Class 16, we got Jordan Powers from Stephenville FFA. And second was Carson Dillard. And our class winner out of 17 was Madison Clark from Rockwall County 4-H. Second was Peyton Goff. Again, if you are 1 through 5 in either Division 1 or 2 Durocs, this is your second call. 1st through 5th in Division 1 or 2 Durocs, this is your second call.
Well, we get into our heavyweights, and I talked some of those classes. Maybe there was some give and take there at the top end, but man, I think we got one in this heavyweight division. One that's broad back, stout, flat backed, good looking from the side. I don't care what state she's in, she's going to give them all she wants. Right there, young lady out of the last class is our champion heavy.
Congratulations to Madison Clark from Rockwall County 4-H. Coming out next from that class is Peyton Goff from Fort Bend County 4-H.
Can be a little bit of a discussion here to grab the reserve banner out here. It comes down to these pair of gilts right here directly in front of me that the 2 young men are driving. And to be quite honest with you, there's some trade-off between them. Just to talk them real quick, because obviously when you're that close, I always say as a show dad, you want to know why you end up getting beaten. To talk the young man with the glasses first here, that gilt comes out, and man, just in terms of pliability, in terms of being round-ribbed and comfortable out here, man, you can dig in on that one. You start studying that one in terms of just bone and footwork, I become a little more suspect on her. I'd just like to see her be just a shot more exaggerated in that part of her. But man, you talk about one that's comfy and stout and round-ribbed, awesome swoop to her midsection. And then the other one, the one that I've called mahogany here all day, awesome in terms of just her hair texture, her skin tone, all those kind of things. And I kind of make things, I always tell people anymore in this livestock deal, it's somewhat of an art contest. And those are the little things that I gravitate to. We break her down from a skeletal perspective. Man, she's extremely stout in terms of her mug, big in her front ankle and forearm. She's got a stout rear leg, and she knows how to use it. At times you probably question her in terms of her front knee compared to the other. I think she's just more next level in an area or two. Young man, you're reserved. Congratulations to you.
All right, congratulations to Christian Herber from Fredericksburg FFA. Coming out And our 5th overall in division is going to go to Ashlyn Hunter from Liberty Hill FFA. Congratulations to those showmen. Next up, we will select a top 5 Duroc Gilts in the breed. So we'll have each of our 3 divisions represented, going 1 through 5 in each division again. And we'll have that here as soon as we can get those set up and staged.
Well, that concludes our heavyweight division. Now we're going on to the overall selection of our Duroc breed, followed by a 30-minute lunch break. You know, like I mentioned earlier, this breed is very near and dear to my heart. Our family has been
all right, well, we have just a moment to stage. Here are results out of Class 17. In 10th, we had Hadley Reeves from Hamilton County 4-H. 9th was Ava Rojas from Lampasas FFA. 8th was Connor Romine from Winona FFA. 7th, Cassidy Whitaker from Breckenridge FFA. 6th, Kaya Williams from Montague County 4-H. 5th, Robert Fagan from Farmersville FFA. 4th, Landry Closart from Klondike FFA. 3rd, Callie Kubiak from Cypress Woods FFA. 2nd was Peyton Goff from Fort Bend County 4-H. And that class champion was Madison Clark from Rockwall County 4-H.
Once again, we're on our championship drive for our Duroc breed, and as I was saying, you know, the Duroc breed is very near and dear to my heart. My family raised Durocs from 1970 till about 2 years ago, and we decided to hang up the towel and let somebody else get in there and younger and passionate about it, and we get to enjoy doing this kind of stuff and, you know, making awards every now and then, and I get to be a part of it and get to watch other people raise and enjoy it and get the bug just like I did as a kid. And so this breed is very near and dear to my heart. And so it'll be fun to watch this breed. I'm excited. This is my favorite breed to watch. Nothing against the other ones because they're all great. I don't care what breed you show. They're all great breeds. But this Duroc breed has come so far, so it goes out to all you breeders out there and people who are showing and fitting these animals. Y'all are doing a phenomenal job, and continue doing what you're doing and continue getting, you know, these kids bitten by the bug in the show world here. And every one of these kids that's showing out here right now, you can tell they got bit by it because they're all doing a phenomenal job showing, and it looks like they're having a blast doing it. And that's all we can ask for. So we are picking our champion and reserve champion, Duroc, followed by the 3rd, 4th, and 5th overall Duroc Purebred Breeding Guild here at the 77th Annual San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. Getting them all kind of lined up. We have champion through 5th overall in each one of these 3 divisions. Your lightweight division, your medium weight division, your heavyweight division. And once again, we're going to take a 30-minute lunch break and then start up with our Landrace breed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a champion Duroc drive. Again, we will be selecting a top 5 overall. And coming out of our first division is Talon Toch, Gillespie County 4-H. Representing classes 1 through 5. Coming out of the middle division is Miss Kylie Keith from Lee County 4-H. Representing classes 8 through 11. And then the final division winner, Miss Madison Clark from Rockwall County 4-H, representing classes 14 to 17. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for all of these Duroc exhibitors at this time. Our largest breed by far.
As they're looking at our champion drive here, our winners from the sires for Class 17 up, it looks like he's going to make it. I'll give you them here in just a minute.
All three of these are so complete, Wayne, by the way, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, they've done a really good job, I think, of putting three uniformed gilts together. You can split hairs between them, but this just shows you the consistency of them kind of putting their set together. I'd take any one of these gilts if I was still in the hog business, take them home, and you could really make
they're a silhouette of all three of them are a silhouette of each other.
You know, you talk about what do they want. They've got chest width, they got mobility, they're square on all fours, they take a good stride up front. You know, you may have one that's a little shorter through the front end, but they're all really uniformed in all aspects. And here's his reasoning.
Let's pump it up for these kiddos for your champion red drive. I told you guys, first class of the day, I truly got goosebumps right now, seeing the red gates and the cowboy hats and all those kind of things. And, you know, I think I do know this is the most that we'll get to see today. I think there was 400 plus of these red gilts, and they've been good. And it's been fun here again to bounce ideas off with Chris there and just be able to talk hogs with him. And he's somebody that I have a great deal of respect, not only as a father and a husband, but obviously as talented as they come in the livestock industry itself. So thanks to him for doing that. And as we talk back and forth, you know, it comes down to a pair of them. And obviously, if you guys are looking ringside, you know, our middle and our lightweight, taking nothing away from our heavyweight, that's where the battle becomes. And honestly, both of them have some pieces and parts that, man, you just gravitate to. I told you one before there in that particular division, just in terms of being a natural. And you know, sometimes it's a little bit harder because we're preaching so much at home to just make these pigs look the best for the show ring. I don't care if we got a 2-year-old. I don't care if we got a 92-year-old. If they come in with this pig, she's our winner. Young lady, you got it. Congratulations to you.
Congratulations to Kylie Keith of Lee County 4-H, your breed champion Duroc showman. Coming out next, reserve in that division, was Dallas Martinez of Shelby County 4-H.
The young man comes out in the green and just adds to the drive, to be quite honest with you. We talked about that particular division. We talked about a couple of those classes that were 20 or 30 deep that made it to the big ring here. That particular gilt comes out, and you're just admired by her in terms of a length-to-height ratio. Man, you talk about one that could make show bearers that can come into these type of scenario and give all those boys they want in a week from now. She's round ribbed, she's pliable. To be quite honest with you, she's more collected than another one out here, just in terms of being loose skeleton, comfortable. We like her second best. Congratulations to him.
All right, congratulations to Dallas Martinez, your reserve champion Duroc showman. Coming out third in Division 2 is Dallas Martinez from Shelby County 4-H.
Well, obviously, we're going to take our time and we're going to discuss, because I always say, obviously a top five, whether those kids don't make it to the big dance here tomorrow, they still want to be able to grab those banners. So it's something that's very, very important to these kids, to these families, to these advisors. There's another one out here that, man, we thought she pushed our champion. Just the longer the drive goes on, she's began to be a little more restricted out here. That first half, she was absolutely incredible. She's thrown probably too many interceptions to get in the top two, but man, we're not going to leave her out. Young lady, you're third out. Congratulations to you.
Congratulations to Taylon Toch, Gillespie County. Coming out next from Division I is Braley Kirkpatrick from Toller FFA. All right, your fourth overall in the breed is going to be Miss Madison Clark out of Division III. Next up is Christian Herber from Fredericksburg FFA. All right, congratulations. Your fifth overall Duroc Gilt exhibited by Dallas Martinez of Shelby County 4-H. That concludes about 400 head of Red Hogs in the Duroc division. Congratulations to all of the showmen in this breed. We will now move on to our lunch break. After lunch, we will start back with Landrace. We will try to keep our lunch break at about 30 to 35 minutes and hope to be judging hogs by 2 o'clock. So we will do a first call for that next breed, hopefully just a little bit before 2 o'clock. See you soon. Fourth was the heavy, and then fifth was Martinez. All right, attention in the barn. We got somebody on the bad list. If you have a white F350 dually, license plate XJX 6177, it needs to be moved or it will be towed. If you have a white F350 dually parked where it shouldn't be, XJS 6177, it needs moved immediately or they will bring in the tow truck. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will look to start judging again at 2 o'clock in the